Good evening, Dr. Little, Madam Chair, members of the board. This month, we wanted to bring you an operations update different than what you have seen previously. We are currently past the halfway point of our 2018 building program and felt it was an appropriate time to provide a status update on completed projects and projects currently underway within our program. But before we do that, I did want to recognize once again Beechwood Middle School for another award that the school recently received. If you remember, back in September, we brought to you information about an award they won from the Association for Learning Environments. This award is from the American School and University, another award for outstanding design for middle school. Once again, a partnership between Jumper Carter C's Architects, HG Reynolds Construction, of course, Lexington One. Very proud of that facility, very proud of how it turned out, and really enjoy visiting there and seeing the staff and students flourish inside that building. So another pat on the back for Beechwood Middle School and for the design team and construction team and for the school district for the work that we all did bringing that school to life. Okay, what you see on the screen here is the facilities program schedule that we developed to implement this program. It is based on a number of factors, market conditions, budget negotiations, material availability. I know you really can't see the fine print here, but I did want to show you this as just a frame of reference for what we use to guide our work during this program. There are three phases to each project on the schedule. We have the design phase, we have the contract negotiations phase, and a construction phase. These dates are reflected on our building program website. This is a very fluid schedule that is based on a number of factors. What you see reflected is a target implementation that we began this program with. The red line that you see, right here going down the schedule represents November of 2021, where we are currently. So you can see that we are now past the midpoint of our program, which is why we thought it was a great time to bring this unique operations update to you. This slide provides a breakdown of our 2018 building program. Honestly, when looking at this, and trying to communicate this, I struggle with putting a hard number on the total of projects within our program. I said 41 because there are 41, if you look at our schedule, what's posted on the website, there are 41 project line items on our building plan document. But when you get into specifics of this program, which is what we do every single day, there are many more. For example, you see the line item for the future ready furniture rollout. Well, that rollout impacts 28 schools. So even though that's one line item, that's 28 projects that require lots of logistics, lots of procurement, lots of planning with the school administration, staff, our vendors, making sure that that project is done successfully, and really has very little impact on the educational environment of the school, which is always a goal of ours. The technology upgrades that you see here, once again, another line item. Of course, those will happen at every facility. And the secured access control, as you see here, that's one line item in our program, but once again, that's a project that it represents every one of our schools. This slide provides a status summary on the line items within our building plan. As noted, we have completed 18 of the 41 line items. 16 more projects are actively underway. And to provide more framework for the in-process projects, once again, we have several that impact every school. And I just mentioned the furniture, the technology piece, also the secured access controls piece. We have fully completed 21 of the 28 schools for the future ready furniture rollout. Lexington High School will make 22, and we will be done there in December with our first high school. We've completed all the elementary schools and all the middle schools for the furniture. I would like to take this moment and thank the board. Thank you for your foresight to approve CM at risk contracts and design firm contracts right out of the gate, which allowed us to get a major jump start on our work. Other districts who didn't take that approach really lost valuable time, and we didn't. We were able to hit the ground running and get the work started right away, so thank you for that. Also like to point out that we are just past the midpoint time-wise for our building program, and we have spent, you see here, $224.5 million, 62% of the funds, and it notes the work is on schedule with expenditures, and we are working diligently to maintain that momentum through this program. This projects you out to August of 22, 1 year. you see that a year from now, we project to be 71% complete with our program. We project them all complete or either underway. And as information, we do have the flexibility to extend the time of our program past the 5-year mark if market conditions or the construction landscape dictates that we take that approach. So excited to see that 0 there for next August is our plan to have every one of our projects completed or underway. I want to dive right in and give you just a quick summary of our completed projects. A lot of these you are obviously very familiar with and have seen multiple photos of. I didn't want to flood you with pictures again, but I did want to take some time and note, all of our completed work during this program. Centerville Elementary School, number 1, you see up there. It's a new elementary school in Gilbert attendance area. Broke ground April 30th, 2019, and was ready for students and staff for the 2021 school year. This prototype design mirroring Deerfield, Rocky Creek, and Meadow Glen, 128,000 square foot facility designed for 1,000 students. Another completed project in the Gilbert attendance area was a transitioning of Gilbert Primary School into the new Gilbert Elementary. A couple of highlights in this project include totally redesigning the parent pickup and drop-off loop. The goal of this project was to keep traffic off of Main Street in Gilbert. We were able to accomplish that. Also replaced classroom doors and hardware to meet ADA standards, interior painting, replaced tile in the cafeteria, extensive HVAC upgrades, replaced the kitchen hood, serving lines, and also corrected existing playground drainage issues at Gilbert Elementary. Penn High School is a completed project and one that turned out exceptionally well. Well, they all do, but this one especially. Really enjoyed this project. At Penn High School, we provided them a first-class weight room and wrestling room, added a visitor locker room at the school stadium, also completed major track renovations of the competition track, added 2 lanes, making it an 8-lane track. We totally redid the track surface, added a track locker room, as well as a new concession stand. And it's been a joy to watch the kids in Pillion compete in those spaces. Pillion Middle School replacement, we broke ground April 30th, 2019, the same day as Centerville, was ready for students and staff in January of 2021. Prototype design mirroring Beechwood Middle. We just had the dedication of the facility last night. Really has been rewarding, once again to see that facility in use for the deserving students and staff of Pillion. Penn Elementary School completed project, replaced the kitchen hood, serving lines, replaced classroom doors, hardware, replaced the ceiling tile and upgraded light fixtures. Also, we re-roofed the kindergarten classroom addition, completed project. You'll see a number of these here, a lot of our newer facilities, Deerfield, Rocky Creek, having opened Deerfield in 2014. We completed the secure entry upgrades at the Deerfield in the fall of 2019, like we did at all the other schools. And you see that line item was one that we jumped on right out of the gate. It was very important to us for safety purposes to get those secure access controls completed, and we did that back in the fall of 2019. Caroline Springs Elementary School completed project. You'll see a lot of this through our program, added much needed storage space, really a need at a lot of our schools, a new custodial building. Replaced the folding partition, providing them new sports floor in the gym, additional bus canopy, also additional sidewalks and some interior painting. That is a completed project. See Mr. Hardy in attendance here. We've got Whiten Middle School, completed project. Completed the scope there. Highlights from this project include a new custodial building, new staff parking lot, renovations to fine art spaces, ceiling tile replacement, lighting upgrades, new restroom toilet partitions, added a canopy at the bus loop. We replaced corridor carpet, as you see in the picture here, VCT in the cafeteria, and providing dressing areas for theater performances. And this is just an example of a project that requires, extensive coordination, not just with their operations team, but also with the school. I mean, these folks have to continue to have school even during the summer, and it's really a lot of work and a lot of logistics to make sure that can continue.
And Mr. Warren, I know this is way in the weeds, but don't those wedges on the carpet, they can be interchanged and replaced? That way, if we have a bad spill, instead of the whole carpet having to be done.
Correct.
That's huge. That's
carpet
good
tiles,
savings. Yeah.
Carpet tiles, and we do use those everywhere now, and it does help for stains and easy fixes when we need to. Red Bank Elementary School, another completed project. New kitchen hood was done there, new serving lines, new cooler freezer. Painted the ceiling grid, replaced ceiling tiles, upgraded classroom doors and hardware, making them ADA compliant, made upgrades to their custodial storage building, and renovated completely their administrative area. One of our additions was Whiten Elementary School, a 4-classroom kindergarten addition. Also at Whiten Elementary School, we did window replacements, fire alarm replacements, and kitchen equipment upgrades. Oak Grove Elementary, another classroom addition. We added 5 classrooms, replaced their STEM lab, art room, and music rooms, replaced ceiling grid and tiles in a large portion of the facility, added an additional parking bay in front of the school. Safety and security lighting was done, fire protection sprinkler system, classroom door replacement, fire access improvements, and a storage building for custodial use. We renovated student restrooms, as well as renovated their main office and guidance spaces.
Mr. Warren, we were able to do a school visit to Oak Grove on Friday, which was so nice to be back in the schools, and that school looks absolutely amazing. I mean, really, the new entry and welcome area, the office area, the school's so much brighter, and I mean, the renovations really have just made the facility match the instruction and the teaching that happens there.
Thank you.
And the security upgrades were nice, very different than our last visit. So.
Yes. Whiten High School, I did put this in here as a, this is another example. We have a lot of these projects that are multi-phases. Like Whiten High School is not officially completed because we're wrapping up their Performing Arts Center, but their 32 classroom addition is done. This space is being utilized wonderfully by the Timberwolves. Students and staff are flourishing in this space. It includes traditional classroom space, design lab space, functional job skills training space. Also at Whiten, we've completed classroom HVAC replacement, partial roof replacement, interior upgrades, including corridor replacement that is nearing completion. And the classroom addition does allow Whiten to vacate their portables, which was a big goal for us to get them all inside the building there. Rocky Creek, secure access controls were done very early in the program. Meadow Glen, another example of where we jumped on those controls and got that safety feature done, very early in this program. Lexington Elementary School, another completed project. If you've been down North Lake Drive recently, you will have noticed this project really required extensive coordination with the town of Lexington, not just with the school, with operations, but we had to work with the town on this one. It was really critical that our site work scope lined up with the work the town of Lexington was completing. The Harmon Street extension and widening of North Lake will all coordinate with our work as intended. Outside of the major site work we did there, we totally redesigned their car stacking lane, replaced ceiling tile in the majority of the facility. Custodial storage building was done. We demolished the 300, 400, and 500 buildings at the top of the hill, replaced interior doors and hardware, but provided new casework. Cafeteria serving line replacement was done. Also a new sports floor in the multi-purpose room. Carpet, wall-based replacement, extensive lighting and flooring upgrades were done to the library. And another example, much like Whiten Middle School, just really worked closely with the operations team and LES administration. These logistics are challenging, but possible when you have those open lines of communication with the school and the operations team. Now, we meet with the construction team and school at least weekly to discuss project timeframes, scope, budget, and logistics to make sure everyone has a working knowledge of the project. Lexington High School, we addressed major storage needs there at the track and tennis facility. You see one of the buildings here in the photo, completed asphalt overlay around the campus. Also extensive roof replacement was done at Lexington High School. Our maintenance facility needed some work. We did this early on in the program, re-roofed the old shop area at our maintenance facility. That is complete. LTC is a completed project. We did asphalt overlay there around campus, provided new canopies at labs, repaired windows around campus. A new lab roll-up door was installed, renovated locker rooms and group toilets, and ADA restroom upgrades were done at LTC.
Mr. Warren, I want to mention one.
Go ahead.
I toured LTC this summer with my son, just to look at the programs there, and they were so excited about those canopies just because it made that space. It extends their classrooms outside, and so many of those programs need that access. It's funny, you think of that, as a canopy, it's just a porch, but really it's very important for the instruction that happens in those programs.
Just their equipment too, it protects their equipment, allows them to get outside when it's raining, provides a lot of, like you said, extends that learning environment, outside, which is good. Kids like working outside, and teachers do too. I've talked about the security access control several times, so all that work is done. That's a completed project. All right, so projects underway currently. First off, we have Gilbert High School. That work is being done currently. Tracking nicely towards a spring completion. You see an overhead photo here of the Performing Arts Center and with the wrestling room and weight room additions in the back of the facility, right behind the fly loft there. Mr. Guyton, Dr. Guyton stepped out, but he liked the fly loft. You see an overhead, the pack addition includes an 800-seat theater, black box theater, scene shop, locker rooms, office space, and theatrical storage. The wrestling and weight room will be completed at the same time as the theater. And I've talked to Mr. Nelson, talked to Coach Leapart, many times during this, and they are just thrilled about these fine arts and athletics upgrades and how they will impact the students at Gilbert. Gilbert Middle School is rolling along. You see from the picture, the additional parking lot bay here in the front really just needs asphalt and striping. You see in the very back here, I'm going to point at this screen for you. You can probably see that one a little better. That's the pad for the 4-classroom addition. Foundation is done there, and that's is coming online for the 2022-23 school year. The new front canopy at the school was completed prior to the school year, as well as the new school marquee sign. If you've been by Gilbert Middle School, they have a new school marquee sign, just like Gilbert Elementary does. Another example of a project where we had a lot of coordination with school administration to make sure our work doesn't interfere with what they need to do. We are underway at Forts Pond, and we've completed sports floor replacement there, folding partition replacement in the cafeteria and gym area, and we are in the design phase for their 4-classroom addition that will break ground next summer. Continue to track very well with the Whiten High School Performing Arts Theater, tracking for a February completion. Extremely excited about this project, as the school is. Look forward to seeing it open up to students and staff. It's a 1,000-seat theater, black box theater, a dance room, a scene shop, multiple dressing rooms, office space, and theatrical storage. We're also repurposing the former theater into 2 classroom spaces for them. They will be divided by partition walls, so there'll be a very large space they can use for large meetings, large classes, something they don't currently have. So we're excited to provide that for them. Carolina Springs Middle School, 6th classroom addition is underway. This project is rolling along well also with a target completion date of early February 2022. Also providing a new custodial storage building for the school and have already completed necessary site work, including widening their car lane. That work's already been done. Saks Agatha, another project underway list, number 6 there. Last summer we replaced classroom windows. We also we're working towards a custodial storage building and new serving lines and new dishwasher in the kitchen will be done this coming summer, and that project will be completed. Lakeside Middle School continues to track on schedule for opening next school year. Working with Mr. Calhoun and his staff to bring Lakeside online next year. As you know, building a new school, it's more than just construction. We established timelines for furniture, fixtures, equipment, acquisitions, along with necessary instructional materials and equipment. We create and execute a transition plan that allows for a smooth exit from the existing Lexington Middle School and entry into the new school. It's a process that requires organized and dedicated staff. Mr. Calhoun certainly has that, and our Central Services team does as well. Furthermore, in regards to Lakeside, excited to bring to you next month in December for your consideration the proposed attendance lines for Lakeside Middle. First reading for next month. Lake Murray Elementary School, underway project. We've completed roof replacement on the 200, 300, and 500 halls. We will complete this scope of work this summer. You see here another, you've seen this several times, custodial storage building. The schools are, thrilled when they see these going up because they need storage, they need that space. Also there, we've completed interior upgrades, including replacing bathroom partitions, as well as site work upgrades around the playground area. Medical and Middle School, another storage building as part of the referendum. That work will begin here soon. We are in the process of designing there. Riverglove High School is a relatively small but important scope for its building plan work. You see a photo here. We've removed all the mulch, from their parking islands in the front parking lot, replaced with Asiatic jasmine. It's like what you see out here in Central Services. Save a lot of work on the custodial staff, not to mention the effect that the mulch can have traveling down into the drainage system. We're also finishing up connecting the Canopy from the student parking lot into the building. Although this project, like I said, has a smaller scope, it's still a very important one for the school. Actually, Mr. Smith texted me just the other night, citing how excited he was about this work. And just an example of, I mean, it's a small project, but it means a lot to the school, and then it means a lot to us, and we still need to execute it at a very high level. New Providence, underway there. We've already replaced their folding partitions in the cafeteria and gym, replaced lighting controls, commons area, and replaced a fire alarm panel over winter break. This work even happens over the holidays, so that will be done over winter break, and a custodial storage building will be done there as well.
Mr. Warren, could you
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a water bottle filling station on the right? Or is it?
I think it's a window.
I mean, this is really not related to this, but
Go ahead.
all of our schools have water bottle filling stations, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When were those installed? I mean,
We're installing some now. I mean, the issue with those filling stations is just the lead time on them.
right.
We're getting them as we can get them, but some schools installed on their own in years past.
Right.
But we're trying to catch up now and working to get everybody access to as many of those as we can.
Great.
But every school has one, at least.
Okay, great. Thank you.
This is elementary school number 19, project underway for us. You can see the site layout. Now, right here you see South Lake Drive right here. This is Bluefield, and this is a site layout for the school. Whiten High School will be up here on your left. I keep pointing in this screen. I need to point at this one. Up here on your left, this is Platte Springs Road running this way. It's a prototype elementary school, same design as Centerville. We have begun pricing exercises for ES19, excited to get the construction part of this project underway very soon. Our new transportation facility, we're in budget underway with this new facility, excited about that. Our construction team has already started to assemble equipment out there. You see some of it kind of in the back here where my pointer is to begin the site work for this project. Another project that's underway, even though you haven't seen any actual work out there, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and that's what we're doing currently with the repurposing of old Gilbert Elementary School as an early childhood center for the Gilbert area. We're underway there with design work, working very closely with our instructional team and design professionals to provide this new learning opportunity for pre-K students. I spoke some earlier about our future-ready furniture rollout. Like I said, all elementary schools, all middle schools are complete. We've done approximately 2/3 of the work at LHS will be done in December. And this is a time frame for the rest of the work. We're looking at Pillion High School in March, Gilbert in July, Whiten in July, and then also Riverglove. At Riverglove, much like Meadow Glen Middle, we're adding collaboration tables. We're not replacing the furniture at Riverglove. We're just giving them a little bit more of a collaboration space like we've done at the other schools. And then LTC fall of 2022 to wrap up our future-ready furniture rollout. And this project here, like I said before, you're getting them new furniture, but you're also removing what they currently have. So it is a logistics effort, and our team works very hard to do that and not impact the school. Technology upgrades, this is right now so far. We've elementary schools have upgraded technology, projectors, VIA-GOs, sound beams, collaborative tables, TVs in grades 3 through 5. The 8 middle schools have been addressed with TVs, VIA-GOs, better connectivity, sound beams, collaboration table TVs, 5 high schools as well. We've also completed PA systems in 16 schools, upgraded equipment in 5 theaters and 15 cafeterias. Network equipment has been replaced, digital signage, lab refreshes, and the one-to-one devices in elementary schools, and then more to provide for student growth. So even though it's not checked off the list, a lot has been done, and a lot continues to happen every day with our technology upgrades.
Mr. Warren, could you update us? Tell us what VIA-GOs is. And
it is similar to Apple TV. It allows for you to connect to the screen in your classroom and project to it. A little more reliable, a little more more effective than Apple TVs we found. So that's what we all have in our schools currently. Questions in regards to that presentation or comments?
Is that all?
I got a whole nother stack down here. No, I'm just kidding.
No, what I'll share is as we look at future project costs for the organization I work at, it is amazing the exponential increase in costs. So what you mentioned about us coming out of the gates in 2018, I was on the board with our last referendum in 2008, and the district actually benefited from dropping interest rates and reduced construction costs with that referendum. I think with this referendum, we're benefiting on being so ready to start work so early, because even 12 months delay on some of these projects would have cost millions of dollars. So I think I'm trying to prepare the rest of the board, and I think we've all heard this, and our community. These last two schools, the last couple of projects are probably going to be more expensive than any of us projected back in 2018. But again, it was the commitment, and we'll make it work, I'm sure.
Yes. Thank you.
I have a couple of questions. First of all, thank you for that detailed presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope that's the new norm, and I can expect that every month. The portables at Whiten High School, you said those have been vacated. Have they been removed?
Not as of yet.
Okay. Can I get a copy of this presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, so you said first reading next month for Lakeside Middle for the new attendance lines.
Correct.
I am begging y'all to please send that to a school improvement council, PTA, PTO, I don't care. I've asked for that for years. When it comes to the board first, and then we have those community meetings, there are several things that could be addressed ahead of time if we had parent input, teacher input, staff input that could be tweaked. But when it comes to the board first, and when we have those community meetings, and then during citizens' participation, small things that could have been fixed ahead of time, everybody just bombards citizens' participation to show up here and talk about when it's something easy that could have been fixed ahead of time. That's just the way I feel.
Okay. Yeah, we can look into that.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Thank you, Mr. Warren. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break because we've got several things that are of substance left to go, and we've been up here for 2 hours, so 2 minutes.